Hello again, everybody. I am here to review Donnie Trumpet and the Social Experiment's new album called Surf. Just simply that. Just surf. That's it. Like hashtag surf. So there may be some people who are confused. Yes, Chance the Rapper is all over this album. But if you're looking for like a solo follow-up to Acid Rap that came out in 2013, which is a damn good mixtape by the way, like it made him a superstar. Well, this isn't technically it. But be not disappointed because Chance is all over this album, trust me. So for the people that have been following Chance the Rapper's career, you would know that he's an independent artist and he has not been signed by a major label as of now. So anybody that's been following Chance's career knows that he's been independent, and in 2013 when he released Acid Rap, his popularity skyrocketed from critics and fans alike. Despite this though, after offers from all sorts of major labels, he still remained independent. And even with his independent status, he has such a large fan base and he is well known. So I mean, it's no telling how much longer he'll be able to keep this up and still be successful as he is, but I think this independence has given him an amount of freedom that you certainly don't see with record labels. Because a lot of what happens is, you know, artists sign and their work, you know, while you get some similarities from what they did prior to signing, you can tell that there's a lot of commercial aspects added into their music. Things that are just there just to appeal to a certain commercial audience. But not with this album, and that's what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Surf. So like I said, Chance is featured all over this album. He's featured on 9 out of 16 tracks, but he's easily the definitive voice of the album. An album that has a lot of guest features, I will say. But the thing about Surf is that it's really good. Like it's a really good album all around. The album has great production, it has great lyrical content, extraordinary instrumentation, and the quality and the content of the songs are consistent and have substance. For those wondering, you know, who Donnie Trumpet is, he's the trumpet player for a group of musicians that Chance works with. And the Social Experiment is a collection of hip-hop and jazz musicians. So they've come together and created this unique blend of music from various genres. So while Chance certainly shines on this album, Donnie Trumpet, you hear his trumpet a lot throughout the album and it's beautiful. There are even certain songs that are strictly instrumentation. They don't have any lyrical content, any verses, anything. It's just strictly music, which is something you don't hear often nowadays. And I actually like that. It's different. It's something that we're not seeing in the landscape of, you know, a lot of different musical artists now. You know, Chance has gone on record about the album and said like every track has like 50 different people on it. But ultimately, you can't even really tell, which is a good thing. You can't tell that there are so many people because that could become cluttered, but this album doesn't. Like I said, it remains so consistent and it has such a unique sound and a consistent sound that all makes it just string together perfectly. And the fact that they do have as many people as they do on each of these tracks, like it just showcases all of the talent that he is surrounded by now. All of the musicians and singers and rappers and all of these people come together to make this crazy blend of music, which is just not being heard, you know, across the masses today. You got some really cool guest verses and guest appearances on this album. Busta Rhymes, B.O.B., the wonderful Janelle Monáe, J. Cole, he delivered a really hot verse. Jeremiah even popped up. You get the one and only Erykah Badu on this album. And probably my personal favorite guest appearances come from probably the most unlikely place. You get Quavo from Migos and King Louis on one of the tracks. Now just from hearing that, you would think that it wouldn't work, but they made it work, and it just like it was just effortlessly. So Surf is something that delivers jazz and hip hop simultaneously. It works together, you know, all throughout the album. And at a glance, 16 tracks, for me, it's a lot. I prefer shorter albums, but this was able to maintain my interest all the way through. I've given it, you know, a few listens thus far, and it just keeps getting better. I appreciate it more and more as I learn more about, you know, who the people are that are featured on this album and how they contribute to the overall sound, this collection of jazz and hip hop music. And speaking of sound, like, the instrumentation on this is so good. I love, you know, real instruments on albums. Of course, I love production and beats and beat making, but there's something so rich about the sound of instrumentation that you get on an album and live that you just can't get. My first exposure to this work was in the form of the Sunday Candy video, the short film that was released. And at the time when it came out, while I certainly thought it was dope, I thought it was just strictly like, okay, this is Chance the Rapper preparing for a new album, a new, you know, piece of work from him. Little did I know that this would be a small glimpse into what the whole of, you know, the Social Experiment, Donnie Trumpet, and this album Surf would be. And, you know, like I said, Chance, he shines bright on this, but it's not just about him, it's about all of the people included on this to make this really good effort of an album. So I gotta give Surf an 8.5 out of 10 for the innovation, the creativity, the difference of the sound, the uniqueness of the blending of jazz and hip hop, the perfect array of guest artists. All of those things aligned really well for this album. All in all, as you can tell, I really like this album. I think a lot of people like it. I think a lot of people really receive it well. So it's definitely gonna get played pretty often for me for a while now. As always, go check out my website. Follow me on social media to continue to see these different reviews and blogs and pieces that I do. And I will keep you updated and see you next time.